Hey, this is Jackie Bros, and I tell you what, we got some great sponsors today for this podcast. And
hey there, I'm Dunlap. I agree.
I'm doing my sponsor first, and then you do all yours.
As we do these
I
sponsors,
won't get through doing one sponsor just where it's just me talking, doing the sponsor.
It's gonna take us
I don't care how long
half
it takes
an hour, and
Listen,
people won't even know what they're listening to. All right, go
I
ahead.
just hit the button, and you already started.
Okay,
just
go ahead.
Started right off the bat.
Let's
Just let
start
me
all
do
over.
a sponsor.
I'm going to restart it. We won't even leave this
I
fighting in.
will restart it.
You don't know how to restart it.
Hey, this is Jackie Bros, and I tell you what, we got a great podcast, some great sponsors on this podcast, and I want to get to mine right now, and I tell you what, let me take you back years and years ago. Just go with me here on a hot summer afternoon, running around in the yard, and your daddy over there watering tomatoes, and you may be throwing a ball to your dog or having your friend over, and whatever y'all doing, just, run around with that shirt on. Just
Who is doing this shirtless?
everybody, when you just shut up and let me get through this. Take yourself back when you was just a youngin', running around on a hot summer, slippy slide out or whatever it was, just having fun out in the yard, and hot summer day, and your daddy's over there watering them tomatoes, and you parched from running around doing all that, and you want to quench his thirst, and your daddy said, "Here, get some of this good hose water," and you just bend over there and get that water, and just delicious hose water, and that's a sponsor today. Take you back. With every sip, it takes you back to simpler times. So take a sip and keep it simple with delicious hose water. I got it here in this store. It's other fine establishments. One sip will take you back. Yes, sir. Delicious hose water.
Well, does it come out of a hose?
No, it don't. It's in a bottle. It tastes like it does. So you remember back in. It's like when you was growing up.
It's just water.
Hose water is the name of it, and that's my sponsor.
I thought when you started saying hose water, it was like a restaurant. You said, "I got hose water." They new company.
It's a product.
I thought you'd go in there and they had the hose, and you drunk out of the hose, and they'd have different flavors in the hoses.
No, it's one flavor. It's hose water. It's like drinking water, but it tastes like a garden hose when you was young, and it takes you back. It makes you remember. It just makes you relax. Remember good times. It's flavor. It's how it tastes. Hose water. It's like a bottle of water.
But it ain't from a hose. It's from a bottle.
It tastes like it from a hose. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes
I want to get taken back, and then I want to take my shirt off. I want somebody to hold up a hose so it comes off in that slow, lazy arc, and you purse your lips out, and you go, and you drink so it doesn't get all over you.
Listen, there's sometimes you ain't near a hose, a garden hose, and you want that good hose water.
Why can't I just get a Dasani?
Why?
Why can't I just get a Dasani?
Because it don't taste like it come out the hose. You remembering back, you want to taste of that water.
I never tasted the actual hose. There was no hose taste.
It tastes different. The hose water tastes different than Dasani or any of that other stuff. It tastes like that hose water. Water come out of a green garden hose, whatever color. Just garden. You remember back? It had a taste to it.
I just remember, to me, it tasted like simpler times.
But that's what this tastes like in the bottle. It says it right there. It says one sip keeps it simple. Hose water. It says it here on the thing. That's what I'm saying. If you can't get to a hose, sometimes you driving down the road and you ain't got no hose in the car, and you can't just pull over willy-nilly anybody's house, run up and use a water hose. Back in my day, you could ask somebody, they'd be happy to let you down. Today, somebody shoot your damn head off if you try to do that. And if you want to sip a good hose water, you can't just pull over nowadays and get it. Now you can. With hose water. Sip keeps it simple.
What? So do they fill these bottles up out of a hose?
I reckon they do. They got some way you do it. I don't know.
Or do they just put some hose taste in the water and just fill it out with machinery.
Either way, it's got hose taste. If it's coming through a hose, the hose puts that taste on it.
To me, if they're calling it hose water, it needs to come from a hose.
I don't care to you what it matters to you. It don't matter. It's my sponsor. You talk about your sponsor. It's how we do this.
How come you won't stock slot water? Or TT slot juice.
Because it's come from some prostitute. I don't know where it come from a hose. I don't know what it come out of. I don't want no prostitute water.
So you will stock hose water, but not a hose water.
What?
You will stock hose water, but not a hose water.
What? Hose water?
First of all, she's a former hoe.
What?
Now she's a current Murfreesboro business leader. I don't know but what multinational corporation is behind your hose water.
But she is not a sponsor of this podcast. I am talking about hose water, which is stocked in my store and other establishments in the Murfreesboro area. Hose water, it tastes good. It's good water, and it reminds you of a simpler time, better time in my mind and in a lot of people's mind. Simpler times when things weren't complicated like it is. You want things slowed down a little bit, and plus you're thirsty. Hose water. Sip. One sip keeps it simple. That's my sponsor. That's it. No.
Can I just...
I don't know.
Provide
I'm done.
Memory? I never liked it. I liked hoses that didn't have the spray head on it. That's where you got hurt. Like, I didn't want to drink out of a spray head.
You don't do
I liked
that.
at somebody's house that was poor, couldn't afford a spray head. Just the hose, the water just sort of barely arced out of the head of the hose.
That's
just
one
sort of
way.
Like, blah, blah, blah. That's what I like. That's what I consider hose water. I don't like when you I don't like that hose attachment. To me, that's uppity. That's like, well, look at all the money we got. I have a couple of speeds at which this water can come out.
Some people ain't got no choice, but one way water comes out this one way. Same here, yeah. I mean, years later, I got a sprinkler years later, but I didn't get no spray thing like that, no.
You got a sprinkler?
And patch of grass had to keep water on it.
What, you a millionaire?
This is years later. This wasn't when sprinklers, you just went to Walmart and got you a cheap little sprinkler. It didn't run. I don't remember. It didn't run over $20-something. Well,
set you back a little, didn't it?
I had a patch of grass. I had to.
Well, what will the other got rocks and billionaires think of your patchy grass? You should have had your butler out there.
I don't care what nobody thinks of my yard, but me. I care. I don't care about anybody else. I want a good lawn, and I need to get that sprinkler on that patch of grass.
Do you remember Patsy Grass?
Who?
Patsy Grass? I don't know if you knew her. She was in my class for a little bit, but I think
why the hell would I know anyone in your class? I don't know Patsy Grass.
Patsy Grass come in to the store. She was in that crowd I run with. I know you had to meet her.
Oh, hell, I don't remember, no.
Her family moved over to West Tennessee.
All right.
And that's Patsy Grass, Jackie. Sponsor for today?
No, my sponsor. No. My sponsor is hose water. One sip keeps it simple. Delicious hose water for when you're in the car and can't pull over and get to a hose.
That's a good slogan. My sponsor this week is Jackie. Tax time is upon us.
Yeah.
Getting to be middle of April almost. End of March, middle of April.
Well, yeah.
April 15th. That's when the government, a.k.a. Obama, sticks his hand in your pocket, feels around until he gets to the good stuff, your money.
Then takes it.
That's what I mean.
Takes it in his other hand and gives it to, people laying on the rear ends, people who don't work.
He is the middleman between you and people who don't work.
Yep.
You think there's no connection between me and people who lay around all day just sitting around watching TV. There is a connection. It's your President Barack Hussein Obama.
Yeah.
I don't like to get political on here, but at tax time, I can't help but think I wish I was able to keep more of my money, and Obama got none of it. That's where Don Podge of Tax Whiz comes in.
Yeah.
He knows that according to the Constitution and our founding fathers, the government is entitled to jack fucking shit.
Hey.
That is in the Constitution,
He
according
didn't
to
say-
Don Podge.
Watch your language. He didn't say that.
He-
It sure don't say that in the Constitution either. Watch your language.
When you would go to Don Podge's Tax Whiz, and he would help you, you throw some receipts in a bag. He would take those receipts, throw them into the damn river, because he says the government does not deserve or is entitled to any of your money. He would throw your receipts down the garbage disposal. And
I've seen him catch it on fire a couple times.
And he
Some
would
people.
give
some-
you. Sometimes he sets them on
Yeah,
fire. It's
you don't
whatever
know.
he feels like doing that day. It
Yeah.
may be a fire, maybe destruction by water and a river.
Throw it in the trash. Yeah.
Throw it in the trash. Sometimes if he's kind of tired, if he had a late night, he may just dump it in the trash can next to his desk. But you may go. He got one of them T-shirt cannons, and sometimes he just packs that full of receipts, and he shoots it off in the backyard, and the receipts just blow. He does not clean those up. They can blow all the way to McMinnville for all Don Podge cares.
Yeah.
So what he gives you to give to the tax man is a framed copy of the Constitution. Frames cost extra. He's actually out of frames right now, so you'll have to go to Michael's. Now, Don Podge does no longer have his office right off the square here in Murfreesboro, so if you want to go to Don Podge and get your frame is extra copy of the Constitution. To give
He
to
got to come to
IRS.
you now.
He's got to come to you.
he
So
can't
what
go
you
to
do
him,
is you fly your American flag, which you should have one, in your yard flat upside down to signal distress. Don Podge will leave some sort of note or signal somewhere on your property. You'll have to look for it. He'll say, if this was meant for me, contact me again. Then you are to set off 2 signal flares. And then Don Podge will show up at some time. You won't know when. You won't know where. It may not be at your house. It may be at your work. It may be driving down the road. He may just pull up alongside you and honk.
Just have your receipts ready.
Just have your receipts. Carry your receipts with you at all times. Because the way things are going these days with the NSA and people listening to every word he says, Don Podge is not actually a wanted man, but he says, I may as well be.
You never know. Nowadays, you don't know.
Nope. And you want to wind up in, do you want your accountant talking to you from Guantanamo?
Nope. No, sir.
So just get your receipts ready, fly your American flag upside down, wait for Don Podge to contact you. April 15th is coming up, so you want to get your ducks in a row. So fly your flag upside down and get ready for Don Podge to lay a little constitutional knowledge on you.
Yeah.
And get you some hose water in a bottle from Jackie's sponsor, Hose Water.
One sip keeps it simple.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Aye, shit, Jackie, bro.
Hey! Y'all remember me, don't you? Your good friend Dunlap.
Yeah.
What y'all been doing?
Huh? Me? What do you mean?
I was asking listeners if they're still with us. Hey, everybody. I hope you had a great week. Welcome to the Red State Update podcast. I got Jackie Broles here with me, my sidekick.
What?
My second in command, I guess you'd say.
Second. I don't know about that.
What do you think you are? Like third? Like after?
I thought me and you was equals. I thought you sit here and talk. I sit here and talk.
No, it's me. Red State Update is like Dunlap, and like Jackie's the friend. You're sort of the Festus.
What?
To my cowboy sheriff.
I never thought that. I always thought you was kind of like Dom DeLuise to my Burt Reynolds.
No.
No, that's how I always thought it was. You trying to be funny, and then I don't literally slap you, but
sometimes.
Quit. Well, I have in the past. I'll do it again if you get too silly, or watch your mouth.
But no, it's more like I'm Pinocchio and you're the Jiminy Cricket character.
Jiminy Cricket?
Little friend.
I don't
sing
and
what's
dance
your language,
like that.
Pinocchio?
I wouldn't wear no hat like that in a million years. Or a little coat, whatever it was. First he's homeless and I dressed him up nice. He'd look fancy to me both ways.
So you thought we were, people saw us as equals?
Well, not equals per se, but, Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise wasn't equals, but, Burt Reynolds wouldn't be as funny without Dom DeLuise. I give him that, but,
Right, because who would he have to slap? Nobody.
Nobody. We'd be Satterfield. Nobody wants to see that.
No, that was a good decision. Whoever said, you need to slap Dom DeLuise instead of Sally Field. They ain't even in. Dom DeLuise ain't even in Smokey and the Damn Bandit.
He's part two.
Part two. Now that is when they really all come together. Some people don't like that one as much, but I think that's when they put all the pieces together. It's also the beginning of the end, but for Burt Reynolds. But
that was a good one to go out on.
It was like I did it. I got an elephant. I got Dom DeLuise. I got Sally Field. I got Jerry Reed. I can hit any of these people I want. Does he hit the elephant?
I'd maybe jab it with a stick or something. I'm trying to fit it in the back of that truck at some point. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but yeah.
The elephant loves Burt Reynolds, right? It falls in love with Burt Reynolds.
Everybody loves Burt Reynolds.
Well, that's true. Jackie Gleason.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he plays his cousins or his brothers?
I think Jackie Gleason comes on a bunch of Jackie Gleason, like a whole family of them after Bandit, yeah.
And the family, Jackie Gleason's family is like one's gay.
Yeah. One's Canadian. I remember.
One's Canadian.
Yeah.
It could have been worse. Could have been Chinese. Could have had Jackie Gleason playing his Chinese cousin.
He learned not to do that through Andy Rooney.
Wait, you mean Mickey Rooney?
Mickey Rooney, Andy Rooney.
Well, Andy Rooney was outspoken in against like Asian.
Well, he didn't like nothing. He didn't like
but it helped when he's
60
like,
Minutes.
"What's the deal with everyone doing the crazy Chinese accent?" And it made people think. Of course, like next week, it was like, "Why can I never find the brand I like of Worcestershire sauce?" Or however he said it. I think he said
that was
wrong.
a good one. I remember liking that
People
one.
come out against him, like he said. That's not how you say it. Worcestershire sauce, right?
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire. There's different brands. I'm with him on that.
He didn't like Lee and Perrins.
No.
He had another brand he liked. Like, if I wanted Lee and Perrins, like, because everything was in, like, you have to unwrap it. It comes in the brown paper. If I wanted a little bottle-shaped brown paper bag, don't you think I would ask for it? He didn't like it when people give you stuff he didn't think it should come with it.
Waste of paper. And it is. You don't use that paper on there. It's just for show.
It is just for show. It makes you think this is something fancy, but really it's just a brown paper bag on a bottle. It's no fancier than any wino drinking a damn.
I always like this regular Kroger brand Worcestershire.
Yeah, it's good. That's good Worcestershire.
It's the cheapest and the best, as far as I'm concerned. Don't have dang putting on airs. Ain't nothing tastes just the same. You put on the meat, them.
I got to disagree a little bit with you and Andy Rooney because I think sometimes unwrapping that paper on that Worcestershire, that Lee and Perrins Worcestershire, it really makes me feel like I'm about to slap some flavor, some fancy flavor into whatever cheap hamburger meat I'm cooking.
It tastes good. Kroger brand tastes just good on hamburger, whatever.
Because sometimes you have to buy the cheap meat and it don't smell so good cooking it. So
you put a little,
Mama would put that on the hamburger meat to make it the whole house smell like
and I always say,
good
your
coming
mama
up.
say steak burger, this, that, you just put some of that in it, yeah.
Ain't nothing I love more than good Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce good on any kind of meat.
It's
Now,
probably the best sauce except for Ortega taco sauce.
Well, yeah. I like taco sauce. Not on my meat.
No.
I like taco meat. I don't like
Yeah.
it. You wouldn't put that on like a steak, a hamburger, but Worcestershire sauce.
Why, have you ever tried it? What about a coming together of two cultures?
That ain't how I eat it. Y'all eat however you want to eat it these days. That ain't the way I
America's
do
a
it.
melting pot, Jackie.
You
That
put
means
you put what you want in your mouth. I ain't gonna have to eat it that way.
I like a good Worcestershire sauce as it's cooking. I like it to hit the pan and sizzle up.
Well, yeah,
Fill the whole house with that
good Worcestershire smell. Yeah,
Worcestershire smell.
it's good.
What were we talking about?
I say Mickey Rooney, not Andy Rooney.
Right.
Breakfast for I can't even remember the movie.
Breakfast
Some girl
for
named
Tiffany.
Tiffany's. And he's played Chinese, Japanese, whatever it was. I don't know.
Well, with that sort of cultural sensitivity, Jackie, I can see why you were offended.
It was him. The reason I didn't know because of him acting like a fool. How would anybody know? Maybe they say he's an old Japanese man lives upstairs or whatever it was. I can't remember the movie. I just remember he had cross-eyed, big glasses, and,
Jackie, I got to tell you something.
acting pretty much like he does almost everything he in, but this time
really
put a
just
hat
him with funny glasses on.
put a hat on him or something.
It's really not racist so much as embarrassing that that's what he thought would be good.
Why, he's 106 years old, still acting that way.
I know it. I forgot to tell you this, Jackie. Folks, I hate to bring our personal lives into this podcast, and I know we got to get to the news, but Jackie and I spent a good 25 minutes the past few days watching the PTL Club on YouTube, and we watched there's a great episode where Jim Bakker from 1979 talks to Colonel
Colonel Sanders. Yeah, Colonel Sanders is, yes. You need to show that. Put that on the computer for him when you put this thing on.
I will.
So
I'll put
people
that
can
on
see
there.
that.
What I forgot to tell you was looking at what else I don't know if this is actual PTL Club. It's a YouTube channel called PTL Club TV, and they have several clips. That clip of Colonel Sanders looks like they digitally remastered it. It looks like Criterion.
It looked
put
good.
out.
Sometimes you try to show me something on the computer, it look awful blurry, this and that. My eyes ain't hardly worth anything anyway. But this show, it was like going back in time. It's like drinking hose water looking at this thing, because it just took you back when that was on the TV and when Colonel Sanders still alive. Yeah.
So I was looking at what other clips I had, Jackie, and there is one where looks like Tammy Faye. Tammy Faye's not on the Colonel Sanders clip we watched that we'll put up for you guys.
No, she ain't on there. She. Yeah.
This may have been before she was co-hosting it, but there's one where they talk to Mickey Rooney.
I didn't see that one.
There's one where Mickey Rooney is on the PTL Club talking to.
That's got to be real good. I know people like to watch it. I'll watch
We'll
that.
watch that after this podcast. This is really more of an aside for me to tell Jackie because we got so excited watching Colonel Sanders.
Well, I remember PTL Club being on, and it's a good. What we thought was a good religious show till Jim Bakker
all fell apart.
He crook, I guess, took everybody's money.
Fall from Grace. Another thing that's on YouTube is the 1990 TV movie Fall from Grace featuring Bernadette Peters as Tammy Faye and Kevin Spacey. Before Usual Suspects, Kevin Spacey playing Jim Bakker.
Yeah,
and I watched Jackie. I
remember seeing that. That's better than that House of Cards. What everybody tell me to watch.
It is better than House of Cards. Let me tell you how it starts off. Kevin Spacey's in a swimming pool in a hotel. It says like year and month. I think it was after. I think it's 1980. I think it's after he talked to Colonel Sanders. I don't think that event is portrayed in the movie, but it should be.
That'd be good to get someone to play. Somebody just needs to make a Colonel Sanders movie is what they need to make.
Why has nobody made a Colonel Sanders movie yet?
I mean, whatever you want to do with that idea, you could just tell it straightforward, which would be good in and of itself, or just make him,
he tells his story of success to Jim Bakker. And
on this, it's fascinating to learn how he got in this bit. He tried different things. How late in life was it when he opened up a chicken?
Oh, he was getting on up there in years, he said. Probably 60-something?
Yeah, something like that. And then look at it, turned his life around, He
said he didn't have many more chances left. Inspirational. You can tell Jim Bakker just hanging on every word. He's a hero because he made so much money.
Yeah.
This Jim Bakker TV movie with Kevin Spacey starts off in a swimming pool. Jim Bakker, Kevin Spacey in a swimming pool. He gets out of the pool. He has like a handler or like a henchman taking him up to a hotel room. He walks up. People are saying, "Oh, that's Jim Bakker." And they opens the room, and there's a woman silhouetted against an open window. And Jim Bakker's henchman says, "Jim Bakker, I'd like you to meet Jessica Hahn."
Yeah, that was the trouble right there. Yeah.
And then she starts giving him a massage. So you see her put some lotion on her hands. It's just what happens. And then Kevin Spacey, Jim Bakker laying on bed, and then the hands just come down and start like rubbing his back. It's pretty good. That's as far as I got.
I remember seeing the movie, but I don't remember all the lotion in it. But it was years ago when I watched it, but it was good. It was good. They just showed him.
I'm surprised how much lotion's in these PTL clips we've been watching. Everybody always just like, "Oh, Jim, my hands are dry." And then Jim gives him some, and he just rubs it on there.
All right.
Tammy Faye's always putting some on there. What's the matter, Tammy? My hand's a little dry, Jim. Everybody's just putting lotion on.
I don't remember none of that.
PTL originally stood for Pass the Lotion. That was...
I don't remember that. It's crazy talk.
That may be an urban legend. I don't know that that's true. This Colonel Sanders clip, I guess we should get back to that since I brought it up. Everybody needs to watch it. It's really good. Colonel Sanders, he comes out with a bucket of chicken. Like they introduced him. Jim Bakker's really excited.
That's his straight. That's what he goes everywhere with that.
Does he go everywhere with a bucket
of
chicken?
Yeah, you don't. There's very few pictures of him without a bucket of chicken, cradling a bucket of chicken. There's some, but not many. He cared that. That's how he was dedicated. He took that chicken everywhere. You ever had any of this? Or somebody said no. He give you a piece of that chicken. And you said, "This is the best chicken I ever ate." And then he said, "That's Kentucky Fried Chicken." That's what that is. I mean, that's how you get it out there.
Well, he sure took it on the stage of the PTL Club. Folks, if you don't remember the PTL Club, it was before televangelists were complete jokes. Jim Bakker, one of the biggest there is. There may be some kids listening to this, Jackie, that was born long after the Jim Bakker scandal.
They're not going to know what the hell. Ain't no kids listening to this.
That's a good point.
No, but either way, PTL, Jessica Hahn, all that stuff, that crazy comedian got mixed up. It was awful. That's all anything was on TV for a while. It wore me out.
Google it.
No, I had enough of it. I liked watching it because Colonel Sanders, Jim Bakker seemed like a nice fella until, you found out what it was, just ripping people off and this and that and sex stuff. But what you need to watch it for is good old Colonel Sanders. 89 years old.
On there, telling. The story he tells about his preacher praying over him before he was about to have that polyp removed.
Yeah.
On his colon. This is a true story, folks.
He tells it on there. He tells it better than we can.
Yeah,
but
we can go into it.
But he just he got one of them enemas.
Uh-huh.
And I ain't making this up because know
this
me.
Is what Colonel Sanders says.
I ain't want to talk about stuff like this, but this is a physical, doctor procedure.
When you get up there in age, you got to worry about stuff like this. Sure. He tells it on TV on the PTL Club.
Yeah, it's what I'm just repeating what he said on there. And they get that polyp come out. He thought it was feces, and it wasn't that polyp because they prayed over it, and the enema got it out.
The preacher laid his hands on Colonel Sanders' stomach and said, "Lord, let's get this polyp out of here." And they gave him, Colonel Sanders, an enema to get ready for the surgery. And, you got, as Colonel Sanders says, you got to remove that barium from your system. And And he was sitting, he heard something go plunk in the commode.
Now, we ruined the story for him.
Oh, we have. But you can see where it goes from there. They rip him open, and there's no polyp because he shit it out, basically, and he attributes
well,
that
enema helped to get out of there. It just wasn't him doing that. And you say bowel movement. You don't have to say all that. He didn't.
Well,
He
Colonel
sure,
Sanders,
he
another
didn't say
thing
that.
he said-
can
he
tell the
would
story.
have at one
He
time.
tells the story better than Dunlap. Get on
Yeah.
the computer. We're
Watch
gonna put
this.
that on the what is it? The computer thing. The Facebook.
Facebook and Twitter. We'll
Space.
put up links.
Put it on our space too.
Our MySpace isn't. That don't work anymore.
Oh.
They unplugged it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Well, I
one
think
less thing
it
to worry
still
about.
work. Yeah, it is one less thing to worry about. Colonel
But I wanna
Sanders had
say-
trouble with cussing too. You know, Jackie, you always giving me down the road. Watch your language this. Watch your language that.
Well, because I don't want to hear it.
Colonel Sanders said he had a big trouble with cussing, and he got saved late in life. And this preacher who he give thousands and thousands of dollars to helped him pray, and God helped them both help Colonel Sanders to quit cussing. Now, Colonel Sanders, Jackie, you would say is a great man,
I would, yeah, sure.
and he cussed all his life.
Well, he changed his ways. He ain't still cussing like you do.
Well,
you change your ways. I'd like to see you try to go the next 8, 9 of these things on here without saying a bad word. It ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna be able to do it if you
No.
change your ways. It can happen. He
Sure.
got rich late in life. He quit a cussing, and the pilot come out with the enema. A lot of things good. If you change your ways,
But he
things
didn't do
like this
that.
can happen for you. But you ain't gonna do it. You ain't
Sounds
gonna
like
change.
he was in his 80s when that happened, so can't I just cuss up until then?
No, because it's a trick. You got to generally want to be good. You
He
don't
wanted
say
to. He couldn't do it. He
Oh,
said,
hell.
"He said I could not quit cussing. I just couldn't do it. It was keeping me from being whole with God." Everything else in his life was good except he cussed like a sailor or a railroad man. He said, Colonel
Yeah,
Sanders
well.
says, and then maybe I need to give thousands of dollars to some preacher in some podunk town, and that will buy me a ticket to Cuss Freetown.
well,
And
you
heaven.
you ain't gonna do that either.
I'll do it in about 40 years.
I believe it when I see it.
I'll get to learn. If I don't stop cussing for 40 years, I'll get to learn a lot of good future cuss words.
Well, We'll see
like,
about
there's probably cuss words ain't even been invented yet, Jackie. I want to learn them cuss words.
All right, enough. I don't want to hear any of them. Learn them and keep them in your head. Tell them somewhere else. I don't want to hear it.
What if you're hanging out with some robots on the street corner in a few years, and they're like,
What?
Hey, watch where you going, you bleak blork. You're like, what is that? And it's, oh, that's a robot cuss word. It's probably the filthiest word there is. Like,
Well,
a
I don't
computer
wanna
had
hear-
to come up with this word. It's
I
so
know
filthy.
computer come up with filthiest stuff in the world. You don't have to tell me that. I
Look
don't
how
want-
much dirtier things are since we got the internet.
I know
Everybody's
it.
watching porn and cussing and up a storm. And
Well, I have to say, I always say, run down the computer all the time. I don't like it, don't want to have nothing to do with it. But if it weren't for a computer, I wouldn't have been able to see old Colonel Sanders and on PTL Club. So if you use it wisely, there is some things I guess you could do with a computer. But for the most part, nobody doing that. Ain't nobody wise enough to use a computer in the world. You made an instrument only for wise, smart people, and there ain't none left. They're all gone. So people just doing the worst things in the world with it.
so get on the computer and watch Colonel Sanders on the PTL Club. That's our clip of the week here on Red State Update Podcast.
Clip of the week.
Should we just start doing that? Have a clip of the week?
Yeah, I see goats and stuff all the time on computer. If you ain't messing with it, then I'll show you.
That's our inaugural clip of the week is Colonel Sanders on the PTL Club. We'll put up a link on our Facebook or Twitter. I hope y'all are friends with us on those things.
If not, yeah, somehow
on there
there's a
and
way
do
to
it.
do it. Yeah, rate and review is supposed to ask people
Rate
to
and
do.
review us on iTunes and Stitcher Radio and the other things our podcast is on.
Yeah, it
Write
helps us.
people and say, hey, do you like this podcast? Have you heard of it? That's how things used to get started. You'd have to send somebody a letter.
It's just like Colonel Sanders walking around with that bucket of chicken everywhere he went.
But you can't walk around with a bucket of podcast.
You can put it on your telephone, your ear thing. That's how you just.
Oh, yeah, I
play
guess that
it,
is a
listen.
bucket. But a podcast is like you can eat a piece of chicken in what, 3 minutes tops?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why anybody sit around for an hour and listen to any of this. That's what I don't understand. So maybe it don't work that way. But, yeah, that's how Colonel Sanders just spread the word, good chicken everywhere he went. Good Word Bible and good chicken, both together. Yeah, he was Coley's snack food before its time. Yeah.
They didn't put a Bible page.
You couldn't
really,
in that grease. And
No.
you couldn't do that.
That'd
be disrespect. Now I know some of those snacks are greasy, but discolors a Bible page. But the chicken grease, it would just be mush.
It'd be gone.
Yeah, you couldn't.
With the Coley's, if you got to brush some cheese dust off of it, it's sort of like, well, look the links I got to go to read the Bible. It's sort of a challenge. It's not like, oh, here's a nice clean Bible that doesn't have any peanuts or cheese sauce on it, like from a combo. What's Coley's ripoff of combos called? Colos.
Colos, yeah. I can't remember the name of all of them. They got a lot of different snacks. I like all of it. Yeah, it's all good. What is it? They got a kind of Dorito thing they do too.
Colitos.
That's right, Colitos. Yeah, those are good. I like those better than Doritos. I like those.
I like Colitos better than Doritos too.
I like all of them because you get a Bible page. All better than none of the other ones offer anything like that.
No, they ain't. You don't usually find foreign objects in other bags. Like you get a bag of Cracker Jacks,
you get
a prize in there. Or
that's what most kids today would prefer. I just want a little prize, a little compass, a little whatever thing, airplane, key, whatever it is.
A key. You got a key and some Cracker Jacks before?
Like a little plastic key come out.
How'd you figure out? Oh, like a toy key.
Yeah, it's like everything a toy.
I thought you meant a real key, and then you had to figure out what it opened. At some point, it seems like Cracker Jack's prize department was just going through old drawers and their junk drawers.
Well, you got to
pockets,
crank at it. Yeah,
pockets
you got to come
of
up
old
with something.
coats.
They should have stuck the Bible page because the Bible's always there. You just keep going through the Bibles, getting those pages.
Yep. I mean, the only thing Coley's. All you got to do is rip out the pages. That's the only labor. And they got the prisoners.
Up in there, giving them, they're learning Scripture while they do it, too. The preachers in there, they're doing it. But, yeah, all the prisoners in there ripping out the Bible pages.
They
putting
told
it in
me,
the
actually,
bags.
when I talked to Coley's about an upcoming sponsorship, and they told me that they had to kind of crack down on the prisoners because they have a quota. So too many prisoners were stopping and reading the Bible pages as they was ripping them out of the Bible, and they had to say, look, they set aside...
There's a time for reading and a time for ripping.
Right.
Yeah.
So they set aside a Bible break, like a 10-minute Bible break, where they're forced to read the Bible. And then when they're working, those 10-hour stretches, they are not allowed to stop and read it all. It's just rip, rip, rip.
Yeah.
Because Coley's... Here in the Southeast, they put out a lot of bags of chips.
And they're good, too. People eat them up. They're good. And like you said, you get a little Scripture in the day, too. Sometimes you forget,
But,
always a good old reminder, yeah.
Yeah, they're being punished, so it's not like they're free to read the Bible whenever they want to. They did something to deserve being deprived of the Bible.
They ought to be reading the Bible.
So when they want to read the Bible when they're working, they can't. But to make sure they still get Bible in, they're forced to kind of read. They do a fast 10-minute break of Bible scripture. They have the chaplain come in. He kind of speed reads them through it, and then it's back to ripping.
Yeah. Well, as long as you learn it, getting it some way.
Yep.
That's what I say, yeah.
They learn the value of hard work, and they learn the value of the Bible.
And penance for what they've done, what they...
Don't sound like a bad prison sentence to me.
Well...
And then whatever else happens in there is after lights out. We don't know about that.
I don't want to know about that.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I'll watch Oz.
Yeah. I don't want to watch nothing like that, no.
So speaking of Bible things, Jackie, which direction do you want to go in here? This week, Fred Phelps died.
Oh, hell.
And the Noah movie is coming out, and the Pope wouldn't meet with...
I think the less said about Fred Phelps, the better.
What really is there to say? Everybody online was like, oh, we should go protest his funeral. And then some people were like, no, we should be respectful of his funeral.
Why don't everybody just sit at home, be glad
glad he's dead,
yeah.
Don't say anything. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
If you don't like somebody, you don't go out with a sign at their funeral and say, I'm glad you dead, you son of a bitch. And you don't go out of your way to say, well, I'm sorry you're dead, you son of a bitch.
He ain't worth the energy of getting up off a couch over it. It's,
Plenty of people have died that I hated, and I just sit at home. I didn't call the funeral home and find out when services were. I didn't go to the graveyard.
I didn't do any of that. I know, and I just, thank goodness I've gone through life without having people I don't like. I've known a few son of a guns. I'm sorry, but, that's just, some people like it. I didn't know Fred Phelps personally, but the people I did know, when they killed, you read it in the paper, and that's it. Like, well, I knew that was coming. And then that's it. Why am I going to go out of my way to find out where they're putting them in the ground? Never did like a son of a gun anyway.
What you do is you take the joy you feel when you find out they're dead, and you just hold on to it for a second. Then you watch some TV, you get some ice cream out of the freezer.
Go on about your day, yeah. No, dance around about it, this or that, they're the end of that.
That's the problem now with today and social media is when somebody dies that you don't like, you got to get on there and say something about it.
Yep.
Everybody thinks they got to say something about everybody who damn dies. Used to, somebody died, you was happy about it.
Sad, maybe. Maybe you sad, maybe you's happy, either one.
Did you hear that motor running? What was that, a chainsaw?
I don't know, maybe cutting something out there. I don't know what it is.
Leaf blower.
Might be, yeah.
Weed whacker.
Could be any of those things, yeah. Hard
Any
to say.
of those three things.
Yeah.
And so Fred Phelps died. I wonder what's going to happen. You think the whole is it going under? Is that it? Are they going to keep protesting? Who's going to be in charge now? Shirley Phelps? Is she still with them? Did she break away? These cults and crazy religion people, it's hard to keep track.
Well, that's the reason I don't, see. I don't really care one way or the other. It's the same thing, him being dead. Well, all right,
So really, we don't have very much to say on Fred Phelps.
It's a waste of breath, as far as I'm concerned, what you want to say about him.
That's the lesson there. You don't always have to say something when somebody dies.
I ain't got nothing to say. Oh, well, there's another one. Gone.
You get on Twitter, you're like, I'm glad they're dead. Or like, come on, guys, let's not be glad anybody's dead. Whatever. Somebody's going to take you to task for whatever you said. If you just sit at home and keep it to yourself, you can be as glad as you want that somebody died. It could have been somebody nice that everybody loves, Emmanuel Lewis. You could be, I'm so glad he's dead. You get on Twitter and say that, people are going to say, what is the matter with you? You racist? Or you just an asshole? You a psychopath?
I remember when old Michael Jackson died. But you couldn't say nothing without making somebody mad.
You can't say nothing without making somebody mad? No matter what it is.
Well, yeah.
So I say, just sit at home, especially somebody dying. Just sit at home, be glad. See, you can be real glad. You can be glad that somebody died to the point where you scare yourself. Like, why am I so happy that this guy is dead? But if you don't tell other people, you won't get judged or put in an institution.
Well, yeah.
You won't get shamed on Twitter. Twitter probably shouldn't matter to me as much as it does.
I don't know how it works. I don't know. I like Fred Thompson reading that. When you read it to me, that's all I know Twitter is.
I got on damn Charlie Daniels' Twitter. He had a picture of a horse.
That's a good Twitter's, whatever it is. If that's, Charlie Daniels got a horse on there, yeah.
I retweeted some of these. He had a picture of a horse on there. He said, does anybody else think that what Putin's doing in Russia sounds a lot like Revelations to you?
Well,
so I got a little scripture in there.
Yeah.
He got a picture of a horse. He had a picture of, it was either some buttercups or daffodils or something. It was like, bring it on, talking to the flowers.
Makes you think, yeah.
And then there's a picture of him riding a horse. It's good Twitter. I wouldn't say it's as good as Fred Thompson's, but y'all get on, check out Charlie Daniels' Twitter.
That's all good, but not funny like Fred Thompson's.
No.
Funny. Like, that's good. Like, he can turn a phrase or whatever the situation is, he can just twist it in a way to just make you laugh.
Fred Thompson can?
Oh, yeah.
Not Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels' song's good, yeah, and
he's got some funny songs.
But yeah, but not all of them funny.
Sitting on a bar stool acting like a darn fool.
Yeah, well, that's good, yeah. In the devil.
The devil went down to Georgia.
Yeah. That's always funny to me.
How would he even get there?
I don't know. Well, the devil go wherever he wants to. He's everywhere.
I always think when he says the devil went down to Georgia, the car trip was involved.
Well, I think you'd puff of smoke, something like that,
Yeah, I forget about the puff of smoke. That's probably, if I was a devil, that's how I'd get around. If I was a devil himself, Jackie, I would travel by puff of smoke.
That's what he does, yeah. That's what he does. He try to trick you, this, that. Getting into everything.
So I'm looking at Charlie Daniels' Twitter right now. He bought a fiddle.
Yeah. I bet he got a bunch of those.
Somebody said to him, okay, here's a conversation he's having about Benghazi. Charlie Daniels says, I regret a Malaysian airliner was lost with over 200 people, but shouldn't American media be more concerned about what happened to 4 Americans?
Well, that's what O'Reilly said, too. It's like they're trying to cover up the IRS scandal in Benghazi with this plane thing. It sure is. You have to admit, it is pretty convenient for Obama.
What IRS scandal?
The IRS, Obama trying to get more money out of people, Tea Party people or whatever.
Oh, they were. Oh, right. I forgot about that. And I actually forgot about Benghazi,
that's what
too.
They're doing.
Covering it up with plane crashes. Well,
and it don't make any sense. The plane ain't got no answers to it. The plane is something you keep out there because no one knows. You know, everybody's mind be thinking, what is that? What is this? Benghazi IRS is plain as day. It's laid out right there for you.
Justice for the Benghazi 4. This one's going to have to face the light of day, Mr. President. There's no more room under the rug, is what Charlie Daniels says. You're right. That's not as funny as Fred Thompson's Twitter.
Well, Fred Thompson could kind of make the same point, do a little twist. Go on to Fred Thompson right now.
Yeah, let me get on Fred Thompson.
Now, see, now you're going to know different. And I understand Charlie Daniels, that's good for him to say something to make you think about that. But sometimes, things like that, dead Americans, this and that, sad thing, you don't want to, it make you mad and this and that. But if you just want to.
Oh, here we go, Jackie.
All right, let's hear this.
Fred Thompson says, UN report, climate change will wipe trillions of dollars from global economy. No wonder Dems want to stop it. It's stealing their thunder.
See? See how he takes it like that?
Obama threatens Russia that he'll act to take a toll on the Russian economy. Watch out, guys. Ruining economies is his forte.
Oh, Fred Thompson.
Oh, here's something about robots, Jackie. I was just talking about robots just like Fred Thompson was.
Well, what he got to say? I bet he said something funny.
Well, I think what I said was, report robots could take over half of U.S. jobs in the next decade. They won't get the other half. Obamacare will take care of those.
You're a sick robot in Obamacare. I love old Fred Thompson's Twitters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, man. I guess sometimes when I get on here bad-mouthing Twitter, I need to think about all the good things it's done for us.
See now, that's better than old Charlie Daniels' Twitter right there.
I gotta say, it was better. Maybe we should just go out on that.
I don't know what they'll say. I don't know if I can keep on going.
We got Noah. We talk about Noah and the Pope. Jimmy Carter saying Obama never calls him. And Obamacare 4th anniversary. The disappearing plane we still never talked about.
Yeah, there ain't nothing to say, I don't guess.
Yeah, I guess we're done.
All right.
Thanks, Fred Thompson.
Yeah.